Making this short video about my mother's vintage 1994 Saturn SC2 coupe. Got a problem here with something with the component on the engine. The car hesitates anytime you're not on the freeway, so I have a suspicion maybe it could be the throttle what do you call it, the throttle position sensor. And so what I did is, okay, here's what I'm doing here. Here's your throttle. Here's your intake manifold. Here's your throttle body right here. Here's your throttle position sensor right here, and here's your throttle cable right here. And it flaps. And then here I have a voltage meter, and it's at 40. I had the key on I had the key in ignition on the on position, not the engine running. And I have the ground wire running to the negative on the battery. I have the positive wire going all the way to the throttle position sensor right here. Here's the throttle. Here's the what I did is I put a nail in the blue wire, a little tiny nail, and I put the red wire from the voltage meter on there, and it's reading 0.40 steadily with the key ignition on, with the car not running. So we don't want to short out the black and the blue, because if you do, you're gonna fry your computer and then you have to go get another one. So so I avoided that. And what I'm gonna do is the throttle here, I'm gonna increase throttle, and you're gonna see this start going up to 5 volts. Now this is 5 volts maximum. So it's going to slowly climb up to 5, but that's not always the case. It goes up to 5 volts, and depending on how close it is, would depend on whether if you need to change out the sensor or not. So anything right close to it will be fine. That way you're not throwing away any money away replacing parts that don't need to be replaced. So we're gonna go ahead and do an acceleration. And you're gonna watch this. You're gonna watch this climb steadily. And if you see it bouncing around in voltage, then that means that your throttle position sensor needs to be changed out, because it's probably short-circuiting inside or some kind of malfunction. Let's go ahead and increase throttle here. You're gonna watch the numbers climb. It's going up at 1.5, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and we're maxed out at 4.37, which is, it's fair. I wouldn't change it out. We're going to slowly decrease. As long as there's no jumping around numbers, then the throttle position sensor is still good. Slowly. It's good. So don't need to change it out. I was getting ready to change it out. I said nope. Let me test it out. So I tested it out. There you go. There you have it. It's pretty easy to do. We got a winner here. The throttle position sensor is getting the juice that it needs, as you can see. The throttle position sensor is supposed to get 5 volts total at maximum, and it is exactly spot right on where it should be. And what I did was I left everything alone except for the nail. What I did was the nail, I moved it from the blue wire to the yellow wire, and then put the hot wire onto the nail. And the voltage is at 5 volts to be even exact, the way it should be. So the throttle position sensor is getting the juice that it needs, and we now know for sure that even the wire harness, here is not chewed up, it's not dry rotted, it's not shorting out. We know that for sure, because if that was the case, then this would not be reading a perfect 5 volts. So we're good to go on that.